stadium, which is pretty well appointed, compared perhaps to one or two of the hotels.
Hamstring injury sustained in training by Brian Martin, so he's out. But Sean McSkimming returns after a 9-match absence. That leaves two very young centre-backs, Ritchie and Denham, protected by 36-year-old Miodrag Krivokapic, and a somewhat left-sided bias in the team with McKinnon, McSkimming and Roddy, natural left-flank players. There's still no Kevin Harper for Hibs, but they welcome back Pat McGinley and Keith Wright after injury in a side which lends itself to a number of tactical formations, principally because of the versatility of Andy Millen and Darren Jackson. Dodds, Tweed and Hunter will be the bulwark in defence, with McGinley and O'Neill key men in midfield, and Darren Jackson likely to provide support through the middle for Keith Wright. 19-year-old Greg Denham starts a first-team match for only the third time. Glasgow-born, he was recruited from Cumbernauld United 2 years ago, an elegant left-sided defender. Keith Wright returns after a 3-match injury absence, having scored in 3 of his previous 4 matches, in which he showed outstanding form. He'll be a major headache to the new Motherwell central defence this afternoon. The referee, in his final season as Grade 1 official, Louis Thau from Prestwick. So a crucial match for both sides here. Michael O'Neill breaking out in the centre circle immediately, running straight into Miodrag Krivokapic. Both former Dundee United players clashing there. But Motherwell coming into this match of 4 straight draws, which followed 2 defeats, in which they've only scored 2 single goals, 4 blanks, which will be of great concern to Alec McLeish, the manager. Hibs, on the other hand, have had 3 defeats in their last 4 matches, despite sitting in 3rd position in the league. So both sides anxious to get right back in the rails. Here's Michael O'Neill. Good change of pace there. Fouled by Dolan. Clumsy challenge there by Jamie Dolan. The free kick's been given. But O'Neill has already shown his menace to Motherwell early in the match. So Louis Thau taking charge there, quickly on the scene. Hibs have thrown the big men forward. Tweed and Hunter in the area. Header away by McKinnon. Foul there on Paul Lambert by Chris Jackson. Free kick this time to Motherwell. Well, an obvious foul this. Lambert was stepping away from Jackson. McSkimming. Now Ritchie. Looking for Roddy. Well won by Millen. Motherwell switching the play quickly though. McKinnon inside, and that's controlled carefully by McGinley. Denham did well under severe pressure there from Keith Wright. And that helps it on. McGinley did well. Here's O'Neill. Wright is ahead of him. Jackson to the left. That's a good effort by Keith Wright. He saw Scott Howie off his line. Tried the chip shot, but the young keeper is very tall indeed. Hard to chip. The pass there came from Michael O'Neill. You can see Keith Wright's intention there. That one look up to see the keeper off his line. Krivokapic. Bonds, Dolan. Now O'Neill. Hunter has to hurry. He's in trouble against Roddy, and a great save by Leighton from Arnott. What a terrific opportunity that was for Dougie Arnott. He seemed to do everything right. Motherwell still trying to come forward. Now it's gone for a throw to Motherwell, which Rob McKinnon wants to take quickly. Here's Dougie Arnott. Gordon Hunter's clearance. And McAllister turning into trouble. Lambert picks it up. That's McSkimming. Header on by Arnott. Pat McGinley decides against the headed pass back with Alec Bonds in the way. Now McGinley. That's very good forceful play by Pat McGinley. He was caught there by Bonds, and Bonds will be in trouble. He was clearly concerned about that run being made by Pat McGinley and brought it to a premature end. for the yellow card for Alec Burns, and he didn't have any complaints here because McGinley crossed his bows very well indeed. When you see that late attempt to pull him down, it was very promising too for Hibs. So what can Hibs do with this? Very close to Howie. That's a very good catch. Severe pressure. Good post by Keith Wright. Scott Howie didn't appreciate that one little bit. Apologies offered. The free kick has been given. That was a very well whipped in free kick this by Michael O'Neill. But Scott Howie did seem to be in charge all the time. And Wright's challenge in the end was unnecessary. But the best chance of the match undoubtedly fell to Dougie Allen a few moments ago. Very loose pass towards Gordon Hunt to put him in trouble with Andy Roddy pressing in. The break of the ball to Arnold and the volley, and that was an outstanding save. McKinnon to Roddy. This is Jackson. Into space for Keith Wright. This is good play by Hibs. Well, it was Ritchie staying very close to Keith Wright, put him under pressure. So the shot at goal in the end was not really troublesome for Howie, but I bet you Keith Wright wanted this in his left foot. Ritchie did well though. This is Michael O'Neill, and now McGinley. That's good play. Looking much more like himself, McGinley, this afternoon. Sweep towards Jackson. Good dummy. This is McAllister in a hurry. Surviving an appeal for handball. It didn't matter in the end. But this is a very good dummy by Darren Jackson. That's what gave the opportunity for the ball to reach Kevin McAllister. He shot, but he was off balance. Now Darren Jackson playing right through the middle, leading the line for Hibs. It is Lambert. Makes space for himself so effectively. Skimming takes over. Now McKinnon. Inside is Roddy. That's McKinnon again. Another good ball into the box. Only Arnott and Bonds in there, and neither could get on the end of that. Excellent ball from Rob McKinnon. Lambert again. Now Dolan. Roddy's headed on net by Tweet. Dolan again, linking with Bonds. This is Arnott. Oh, he's done well. And turned behind there for a goal kick. It was Jamie Dolan who was so well forward. Well, that's very good positive midfield play by Dolan. Supporting this bit of play by Dougie Arnott. This was positive too, making him the ball and inviting a rash tackle which didn't arrive. And Dolan gave his toe to that. Krivokovic. Denham. Lambert again roaming to good effect, but running straight into Andy Millen. McAllister. That's for Millen, a good pass. Jackson. Back to O'Neill. Very close indeed. Excellent build-up play from Hibs on the right-hand side. And Michael O'Neill comes very close indeed to his 5th goal of the season. Here was Kevin McAllister. Look at the quality of the pass though for Andy Millen here. That was beautifully played. And then whipped in fast by Millen, controlled by Darren Jackson. Composure shown by Michael O'Neill. And he then pulled the shot wide. There's Jackson. Good play with McGinley. Picks out Andy Millen very effectively also. Roddy, nimble play. Good running again by McKinnon. And a fine effort there by Bonds. That was great play from Motherwell. Alec Bonds coming very close indeed once again. This is excellent build-up play. Andy Roddy's contribution important before the ball reached Rob McKinnon here. That's an excellent cross. And Alec Bonds taking it on the volley first time, couldn't keep it down. Alec McLeish working hard on the touchline. That's Henry. Taken out of the play by Hunter. Clear foul there by Gordon Hunter. Well, a late opportunity now in the first half in the set piece. Henry got to the ball first, that's what caused the problem, but he was hurdling Hunter early, so no damage done. There's McKinnon. Sweetly struck, but just off target. Well, it was right to the side. You see Dougie Arnott blocked Chris Jackson to prevent him getting closely to McKinnon. So this may well be the last kick of the first half. Indeed it is. The sides remain even, that's just about right in the balance of first half play. Jim Leighton has pulled off one miraculous save from Dougie Arnott. But at the other end, Michael O'Neill had a great chance when he pulled the ball wide from 10 yards over the piece. Honours just about even. It's Motherwell 0, Hibs 0. These sides were very evenly matched throughout last season when they both did extremely well towards the top of the Premier Division. There were 3 draws in the league and 1 win for Hibs, 2-0 at Easter Road in March. Otherwise it was 0-0, 1-1 and 2-2. So on this occasion, equally evenly matched so far. And there's Pat McGinley sending in a dangerous ball. Now that was a very awkward one for the Motherwell defence, and Michael O'Neill didn't realise just the possibilities there. McAllister again doing well. He's looked very sprightly this afternoon, and that's well driven in by McGinley. You can see it caught Michael O'Neill by surprise. This is Kevin McAllister. Now O'Neill. Oh, just missed by Keith Wright. That's awkward. The chance for Keith Wright this time. Hibs are ahead. Great work done by Andy Millen to set up the chance for Keith Wright. It almost seemed to happen in slow motion. There's the first ball whipped in, just out of reach for Wright. And then it reached Andy Millen. A good diving header to send the ball back across the danger area where Keith Wright was waiting again to head in off the bar. So a crucial goal there for Hibs from Keith Wright. So often the man who pops up with important goals. But look how close Wright was the first time. Closely marked. Millen did well. Into the danger area it went. And this time Keith Wright found space for the header. Andy Millen wants to play it up the line. There's no one there except Greg Denham. Now McGinley. McAllister. Jackson, good play. Here's Andy Millen. Hibs looking better and better now suddenly, and a very good effort on the run there by Keith Wright. Hibs now looking very menacing indeed. Well, this is ominous now for Motherwell, the way they're being carved open so easily suddenly. It was excellent play though, good passing here. McGinley, McAllister, Darren Jackson, a great reverse pass for Andy Millen's supporting run. And a good near post cross for Keith Wright. So it's a free kick there for the challenge on Keith Wright by Greg Denham. Change his feet here, and he'll capable of playing this in with either foot. That's a good ball. Dangerous one, and just over the top. Darren Dodds, so close to goal number 2. This really is a terrific free kick played in by Michael O'Neill's left foot there, and the challenge made so well by Darren Dodds. Scott Howie was certainly in trouble. You see how Scott Howie there on the goal line was struggling as that ball was headed toward the top corner. I don't think he'd have got there. McKinnon. Back with Krivokapic. Skimming, losing out there to Darren Jackson, making a good recovery tackle though. That's one for Roddy. That's a great chip by Roddy, a great idea. Well, it was a kind of imagination required to beat Jim Leighton in tight circumstances. A very difficult chip to execute. Lambert looking for Denham. McKinnon. Roddy. Denham to Krivokapic. always willing to take possession, no matter how much pressure they might be under. This is Burns. Krivokapic making a good angle for him. That's intelligent play again. Now McKinnon. Again. McAllister back to defend, forcing him inside. That's Burns. Looking for Henry. Losing to the physique and strength of Dodds in the air. Here's Ritchie. Lambert. Henry's ball forward. That's Arnott. Now Lambert again. That was much better play from Motherwell. Jim Layton did very well with the ball played in, but this time the Hibs defence couldn't cope with the movement and the passing from Motherwell. This is like the Motherwell of old. Lambert coming inside, playing the pass, looking for the return from Henry. Dougie Arnott helps it on his way to Lambert, just too close to Layton. So off goes Andy Roddy, and on comes the very experienced figure of Billy Davis. So he gets into central midfield. I think Sean McSkimming will step further left now. That's McSkimming. It's back now with Denham. Good header on by Henry. Here's Arnott. Tackled very well by Tweed. It breaks for Henry again. The chance of the second half for Motherwell, without question. John Henry holds his head. Well, a long ball towards the problem. Henry initially challenging well to get a head flick on there for Arnott. Arnott then spinning there, running right into Tweed. The break of the ball helped on there by Arnott. Straight to Henry. He should really have hit the target. Well, Dougie Arnott did so well to get a touch on there for Henry. His anxiety was apparent. He only scored twice, both in the same game for Motherwell. Great layoff there by Arnott. Here's Davis. Burns and wide on the right. Attacking Dodds. Both for a slip, but still Burns in possession. There's Henry, well tackled by Hunter. McKinnon. And they try again here. Good chest control. McSkimming takes a touch, looking for the cross. Well, he has to get that beyond Chris Jackson. He'll manage it, although he did win a corner kick. Every Hibs player inside the penalty box to defend here. No exceptions. Skimming shot to Lambert. Headed away was by McGinley. Straight to Davis. McKinnon. The angle ball helped on there by Denham. That's Burns. Frustration for the Motherwell supporters. And surely a lack of confidence and conviction in front of goal shown by Motherwell. And the recent ropey spell of form is catching up on them now. Alec McLeish clearly concerned. Ritchie got to that, but couldn't direct the header the way he wanted, so it is a throw to Hibs. Pressure building up from Motherwell. Would have to be very alert, though, because Hibs are lethal on the counter-attack. So much pace up front. Michael O'Neill holding off that challenge from Krivokapic. It's a good ball in. There's Keith Wright! The second for Hibs! And surely the clinching goal. The Hibs supporters celebrate, and yet again Hibs showing their menace on the break. That really was excellent play. Darren Dodds with the pass. Look at the way Michael O'Neill held off Krivokapic and then picked out this cross to Keith Wright, who's so deadly in that position. Stealing in between the defenders. Not good enough marking, but excellent play from Hibs nevertheless. And Michael O'Neill delivers a superb cross. Keith Wright can't believe the space he has, but Hibs are two in front. Well, there is the Motherwell normal central defence. Martin, Philibin and McCart could all be out there in central defence. layoff. Played forward there by Millen, and Jackson is onside. Needs some support in the box. Late in arriving. And Ritchie knew exactly what he was about there. That's good defending by young Ritchie. Now Arnott. He's turned away from Tweed, who's fallen over there. Now it goes to Henry. In the middle is McSkimming. And once again is Jim Leighton to the rescue of Hibs. McSkimming can't believe that. The smile on the face of Leighton. He knows the luck was with him there. Dougie Arnott's pass. Henry laid that on a plate for McSkimming, and Jim Leighton didn't know much about that. Good goalkeepers require some good fortune. Lambert. And Leighton's in trouble there. Billy Davis going for the spectacular finish. So no luck again for Motherwell. Leighton certainly was in trouble. Keith Wright had to get his head to that. And then the first time volley sailing over the top. Headed by Ritchie again. It's beyond Tweed. And goes on at this time. A chance surely this time, but Leighton saves again. Oh, what a last line of defence he is. So Jim Leighton with the goal kick, which may well bring the match to an end. A match which has been won very handsomely in the end by Hibs, with a sparkling second half performance. He started off with a little bit of extra edge after the interval and took the lead from Keith Wright, then coped with a bit of a Motherwell onslaught before snatching the second. It's been good play all the way, and when Motherwell have got forward, Jim Leighton has been magnificent. Now Motherwell have a corner. Could be the last chance for a consolation. It could only be that, I think, with a minute of injury time gone. Here's Rob McKinnon. Given away. And it is indeed the last attempt by Motherwell. The Motherwell supporters very unhappy indeed. There's some booing around the stadium, but Hibs certainly showed why they are so far up the Premier Division. They can be something of a Jekyll and Hyde side, but this afternoon, especially in the second half, they were very efficient indeed. And of course, up front, they had Keith Wright, who scored with two excellent headers, one in 52 minutes, one in 77 minutes. And when Motherwell did press forward, Jim Leighton was a hero in goal for Hibs once again. Hibs deserved winners. It's Motherwell 0, Hibernian 2.
Overall, it's a case of missed chances for us, you know, and we're making chances, which I suppose is pleasing, but we're not taking them, and that's very depressing.
There's 5 games out of 7, I think, in which you haven't scored. Ibrox, by making 2 changes in personnel. Mickey Weir and Chris Jackson make way for Michael O'Neill and Kevin Harper, but look for tactical changes, with Andy Millen pushed into midfield to join Darren Jackson, and